Homunculus is a term from medieval mythology. It translates to little human or artificial human. In Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, this term is associated with any artificially created human using alchemy. There are 7 such beings in the entirety of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and these creatures are named after none other than the 7 deadly sins. No, not those 7 deadly sins, but the actual 7 deadly sins. Without further ado, let's get it! Number 7, Sloth. We are starting off our list with Sloth. Except for Envy's real form, Sloth is the largest homunculus, resembling a massive muscular man. His appearance is quite scary and intimidating. He's frequently depicted complaining about how much work he has to do in his limited appearances.
Go dig a hole, how annoying. Really, what a pain.
He states that even simple tasks like thinking are difficult for him. Why does he sound so relatable all of a sudden? What's wrong with me? As for Sloth's powers and abilities, his main power is extreme strength. Sloth fights with his fists, the chains on his wrists, and his incredible physical stamina. He can crush anything with his bare hands. Sloth's skin is also extraordinarily durable. However, he does have a weakness: the top of his head and the inside of his body. There are not many abilities associated with Sloth since we see very little of him in the show. His only purpose in the story is that he is tasked with digging a gigantic transmutation circle beneath Amestrius. Number 6, Gluttony. Next up on our list is Gluttony. While generally relatively calm, Gluttony is vulnerable to episodes of madness in which he uncontrollably attempts to eat whatever crosses his path. He is basically the embodiment of you when you wake up at 2 a.m. and start rambling in the kitchen searching for food. Gluttony has many abilities and powers. He possesses superior strength, agility, reflexes, endurance, stamina, senses, speed, concentration, willpower, and instincts to any human. Moreover, his ability to eat hard objects such as steel is due to his ability to produce a variety of digestive enzymes that act on different substances, making them easier to eat and digest. Gluttony's taste senses enable him to immediately examine the components of various foods and even discover substances. His sense of smell is so powerful that he can recognize specific people, things, and chemicals and track targets using nothing but his nose. To top it all off, he can regenerate despite how severe the injury is. This dude is straight up immortal. The eye that appears in the expanse of Gluttony's stomach is called the Gate. It lies in a space between reality and the Gate and is full of all the objects he's eaten within a massive sea of his victim's blood. He can create a massive energy beam that can force anything through his gate into his dimension. Number 5, Greed. Greed first appears in the 13th episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The majority of the homunculi we encounter in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood are dedicated to carrying out Father's goals for world dominance, but Greed strayed from this goal to suit his own interests. Greed's cleverness makes him an interesting antagonist. He has a lot of powers similar to his siblings, such as immortality, self-sustenance, and superhuman strength and agility. He has unlimited physical energy, stamina, and potency. He can work, battle, and move almost forever. Moreover, he does not age beyond his youthful prime. Greed can turn his skin into tough graphene, leaving everything underneath pliable so that his overall movement is not restricted. During the battle, he frequently uses this ability to partially increase the density of specific sections of his body. I know what you guys are thinking about, but this isn't that sort of show. He resembles a monster in his ultimate form. His fingernails grow razor sharp, capable of slicing through rock and metal with ease. Greed has power over the configuration of his body's carbon atoms. Therefore, the substances he can turn his skin into depends on his desires. He has the choice of transforming his body into an invincible substance or transforming his skin into weak graphite. His shield is so powerful that he survived Father's nuclear level attack at point blank range. However, there are some weaknesses, of course. Since his powers are basically transmutation, other alchemists can also transform his body's graphene into graphite, which is much weaker in comparison. Number 4, Lust. Lust must be a fan favorite for many younger Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood fans for obvious reasons. Moreover, she's charming and manipulative, making her an interesting and powerful antagonist. Lust is the leader of the 3 primary homunculi at the start of the series. She clearly appears to have the mental capacity to command the others. She has a lot of power and abilities. Lust is resilient to all poisons, toxins, venoms, viruses, bacteria, allergens, illnesses, and other harmful substances. Since Lust is a homunculus, any injury she sustains heals instantly. The extent of her regeneration can be seen when Roy Mustang's Alchemy causes a terrible explosion and she entirely regenerates. Lust had the unique ability to extend her fingernails into long, flexible, and thin claws that were sharp enough to cut through nearly any object. The length of these blades is similarly underestimated. The range appears to be endless, allowing Lust to easily slay her opponents at any distance. Lust looking like a big old Vecna or a Freddy Krueger ass. Lust also has a higher level of physical attraction than many of the other characters in the show, which justifies your $300 purchase of an extremely soft waifu page. Okay, I'm playing with you, but if you did that, you're a sick individual. She relies on the Philosopher's Stone for her life. Her body will disintegrate into dust if her Philosopher's Stone is removed, as if Thanos had snapped her out of existence. Number 3, Wrath. Our next entry is none other than King Bradley, aka Wrath. Bradley is the leader of Amestris and is known for his near inhuman swordsmanship. He was the last homunculus to be created by Father. Bradley, unlike the other homunculi, was originally a human whose body was infused with the Philosopher's Stone, created from wrathful spirits. These souls clashed until they were reduced to a single soul, the most wrathful of them all. Since he has a human body, he can physically age unlike the other homunculi. This makes it easier for him to blend in amongst humans. He has most of the basic abilities like other homunculi, including super strength, sharp reflexes, inhuman agility, and endless momentum. However, his human physiology does have its limitations. For instance, he isn't invincible or immortal like the other homunculi. The ultimate eye is his unique ability. While it provides him with the extrasensory vision of his surroundings, Wrath's primary talent is precognition, which allows him to precisely and effectively predict all factors and his opponent's strikes and act with absolute efficiency without any effort. Pair his ultimate eye with his swordsmanship and you've got a badass menacing antagonist. Number 2, Envy. Envy is the second most dangerous homunculi in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Envy technically has no gender. He is referred to as a male despite the fact that he may assume the forms of both male and female people, but he harbors the most profound hatred for humans and interacts with humans in the most negative manner. Envy does in fact carry most of the abilities of the other homunculi. However, his main ability is shapeshifting. He can morph into anything that isn't larger or heavier than his true form, which given how big it is, isn't much of an issue. This ability allows Envy to shapeshift into an ordinary citizen, to blend into a crowd for stealth, or a fast-moving animal such as a horse or a dog to travel anywhere unseen or quickly. Not only that, but he can also manipulate individual parts of his body. He can truly turn his limbs into weapons. Envy possesses a true form that transforms him into a gigantic monster. His appearance in this form becomes similar to a dragon or a dinosaur. Because this form is composed of human souls, Envy can also use those souls to attack adversaries. He is a true force to be reckoned with during this form. And number 1, Pride. I'm concluding the list with King Bradley's son, sort of, Salim Bradley. He's basically created by Father and poses as Bradley's son to fool people and hide his intentions. He was the very first homunculi created by Father. He is, without a doubt, the most dangerous and powerful homunculi of the 7. Pride's ability lies within a black living controllable multi-eyed and multi-mouthed shadow and the homunculi's standard powers. This shadow represents Father's true form. Pride's actual shape is this black multi-eyed shadow. The childish body serves as a basic container for him to move around in. He possesses the capacity to manipulate these shadows, spreading and molding them to accomplish his desire. And the shadows Pride can summon can cover an entire city if he so wishes. Even if there is a limit to the extent to which Pride's shadow can expand, that is quite astounding. Pride can also stretch his soul among shadows and feel everything that occurs around that shadow, allowing him to watch anything through them. Pride can manipulate, sever, or devour anything that comes into contact with his black shadow. He can also consume living things and incorporate the abilities and powers of that person. However, this means that he will also gain all the weaknesses of that person too. All in all, Pride is an extremely badass and powerful individual in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And sure, he looks like a waysuit, but he'll kick your ass. Alright guys, that's all there was to it. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did making it. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and click the bell notification icon so you never miss another video. Until next time, peace.